We're gonna do a song that you never heard before. The volume.
Here they come and get wicked. Here we go again.
What's going on? What's going on?
My brother from another mother, what's happening?
What's cracking with you, brother?
Man, sliding in here in the nick of time, bro. I'm sitting here, had to run and grab my tea real fast.
Oh no, that ain't nothing. You know, I had to go ahead and pop live because you know they was yelling at me like y'all supposed to be live right now. So
hey, you know, what is this undisclosed location you at though right now?
It's an undisclosed location. No, I am at an undisclosed location, and you know, my thing is we still got a pod, so it's got to go down by any means necessary. So here we are.
Right.
But yo, man, I see you been hating on my boy that signed with AEW. What's going on with that? You see, I'm repping today. I'm repping my AEW.
I see you, man. I see you, bro. Yeah, you know, it's not that I was hating though, man. Like what I don't want to see, I don't want to see AEW turn into like the retire or the aging wrestlers league though, bro. That's the big thing.
I don't think they're doing that at all. I think they're taking the experience to train their younger wrestlers. I mean, they still got a bunch of younger wrestlers that they use, and they're getting a bunch of Hall of Famers who have made the biz what it is, and they're using them as producers. They're using them as coaches and trainers. I mean, you got like Billy Guns, he's over there, and you know he's actually been wrestling. Of course, you got Big Show over there, who is a commentator, and he also has the option to become a wrestler. And then, of course, they just signed Mark Henry, who will be a coach, a commentator, and a producer. So it's one of those things. I respect that because it's like, yo, Big Show is over there. Them two are best friends. And so I figured for him, it's probably just like, yo, bro, you need to come over here because it's live over here. It's lit. And the thing is WWE is over there firing a bunch of people right now. So for me, I'm just like, no, I'm all for it for him to necessarily be there to help the product. You know, Sting is over there. Sting wrestled his first match in I don't know how long in front of fans. They had so the thing is that everybody that they have gotten has been great.
You know what I love, man? I love the fact that I love where they come into play. Like Christian, right? Christian was over there. I think he had a match against Jungle Boy, and was really
he was in the Battle Royal.
Yeah, he was in the Battle Royal, whatever. But had it with Jungle Boy and was really trying to like, yo, you know, hyping him on up, hyping him up, like, yo, you can be the next one though, bro. So I thought that is dope. Like I said, I don't want to see. There are some people who I totally could see over in AEW very easily, but then it's like not the legends though, bro. Not all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, but what are they supposed to do though, right? So that most people from wrestling, they wrestle and then they transition to some sort of producer role or, you know, some type of coach or whatever the case may be. But WWE is letting them go. So what are they supposed to do?
Now listen, what is WWE's rationale behind all these little
money
let goings?
Money. Bro, they do their little QT earnings reports.
Let me put a light on. I'm looking in. You already looking like you a Sith Lord over here.
I mean, your lighting was fine. I don't know why you had to turn on the light.
I want mine to be brighter, bro. All right, we pimping now.
Yeah, right. No, WWE's been making all these moves because of money. I mean, the thing is that, you know, that's what it's always about. And so the thing is,
I don't like about what WWE is doing. What I don't like about what WWE is doing is the same thing that I don't like about most companies who do the same thing, right? What I hate, right, is that you let go these people. Now, I can understand if they're letting go some of the people who weren't like big contributors, right? You know, they got a lot of people who were like the NXT call ups that didn't work out. I can understand that. But to me, my issue is the same issue I have when companies, when you start to let go and lay off people because right now you're not making money, but never mind the fact that those people contributed to you making your money and for you being successful. And I hate seeing that, you know, like even like I can understand like in the food service and in a service-based business, right? During COVID, everything was a bit on the slow side and everything like that. So I understand that as a service provider, you might say, listen, you know, everything just isn't popping now, so I got to lay you off because of for the time being. I get that, right? But I think that one of the things that I like it just I cringe at, bro, is that when I see companies, corporations basically just say, all right, you know what, we ain't hit this bottom line number this year, so we got to lay people off. And I'm like, these are the people who were around for when you were hitting your numbers, though. So you just let them go like that. And does their salary, right? Does that contribute that much to you making closer to that bottom line number? Like I hate that. I hate saying that so bad, bro.
It's a bunch of stuff with WWE because the thing is they let, like when they had their first big cut, when they laid off that 40% of their workforce, right, they had one of their biggest earnings in that quarter. So the thing is the money that they made as profit could have been what was used to pay those people, and they continue. And so then, you know, they just sold the rights for I think 5 years to Peacock Plus for the WWE network, right?
Yeah.
And so with that, they let go of a bunch of people in that division. Then they were like, well, look, we don't need X, Y, and Z graphic artists, so we just gonna shrink it down to one little cell and let them do all of it instead of having a division for Raw, a division for NXT, a division. We could just have, so they cut a bunch of people there. Like, bro, WWE has been over there cutting people right and left. And so, like I said, if instead of waiting to be let go, let me go somewhere else. I'm already a Hall of Famer over here. I've done all I can do over here. Let me go and try to build up another company that's doing well, and let's make it happen. So, yes, AEW makes mistakes. They have a bunch of like little production mistakes that they have, but they are still a company within their second year of being formed. So if they're just having these minor mistakes now, what am I tripping over? You know what I'm saying? What's the alternative? To go watch WWE that can't make proper storylines, that don't know how to basically build any stars anymore?
Let me ask you this though. I mean, do you think that it's going to be any different now that they're going back on tour and they're going to have fans? Like, what do you anticipate them with them having a smaller roster, and now having, you know, so think about this, right? All within COVID that they haven't had fans this entire time. You've basically sold the WWE app, and that was one of your biggest things that you would be able to tell your fans that, hey, you know what? As a WWE member, app member, you get all of the pay-per-views, and that was the biggest thing. You would hear all these people, all the wrestlers trying to get these corny plugs with it. It was the big thing, right? So now, since you've not had fans, you've since then sold the app. I mean, you basically sold the rights, everything on the app, on your main, all your content. And so you now fast forward, you're back to having fans. That's why how different. You've already cut corners and you trimmed the fat, so you lean now. So what is WWE going to do differently now?
Nothing, because they still can't write proper storylines, and they're still working with the same handful of people that they had when they had the fat there. So nothing is going to change. And what has to happen is Vince has got to give up control.
Who's left from? Okay, let's do it. Who's left that you want to see lead? That you would say, you know what, they currently are on WWE, and I could see them or would like to see them on AEW.
I would love to see Daniel Bryan on AEW. just because of the fact that Daniel wants a light. Well, let me call him by his real name, Bryan Danielson. So Bryan would be dope at AEW because he would have a lighter schedule, which he wants to spend more time with family. Plus, he's had the head injuries, this, that, and the other, and he's done everything he could do over at WWE. You know what I'm saying? He had a great match to send him off. So I would say let him go to WWE, let him go to AEW. I would love to see him over there.
See, I don't think that the only problem I have is that I just don't think he had a proper send off. It was like for somebody like that, I would want to see with fans.
But I'm saying the send off he got though, like wrestlers for them, you normally get beat before you. That's how they write you off TV, so to speak. And so he got beat up by Roman Reigns. Who else would you want to see do it? Like Roman Reigns is. No, Roman Reigns is the biggest star over there. Seth Rollins is just now starting to get a storyline where he's kind of touching Roman Reigns. And that would be the thing. Like, them two need to either team up or they need to fight. One of the two.
I don't want to. Listen, I got to be honest. I don't want to see either.
Why not?
I like seeing them, but I don't want to see either have them like this. Either have them on all at once as tag teams. Now, not even tag teams, bro.
No, you don't want them to reform the Shield. I'm just saying, like, let them fight. Let him go for the belt. Seth Rollins
now that I think about it, I wouldn't mind seeing them as a Shield, bro.
No. You that's done. I mean, that's just like when they try to do the New Day when it's just two of them and there's three of them. Like,
hey, listen, man. Listen. New Day with just the two of them still works for me.
That's because the third member is there. Is what I'm saying.
But listen. But even with Four Horsemen, it rotated. Tully Blanchard, Triple A. I mean, Arn Anderson, Ric Flair, Lex Luger at times. I mean, they've rotated, and it all stood pat as long as it was Ric Flair and Arn Anderson. I think, you know what I think? If you want to interest me, if you want me to be interested, I think that what would be dope is almost as if they actually went scouting for a third member. And part of their storyline was building up the Shield. Like, that was the thing.
The only thing that would interest me if they was going to reform the Shield is if the Usos joined as the fourth. And that was the Shield, all four of them. Because see, they already have the storyline with Jimmy.
Then it doesn't look right because then Seth Rollins is the only one who's not Samoan there, though.
It doesn't matter, but you have the you have the Samoan.
I like the Usos by themselves, though.
But that's the thing, though. That's what I'm talking about. They have the storyline right now.
I got it, though.
With the Usos doing that. So you have the Samoan family and you have the Shield family coming as one family.
I think, bro. Listen, let me tell you on my storyline. I think, and maybe this is I'm a big fan of his anyway, and I think he's underutilized. If you think that he is in that top mid tier, right? I think you go ahead and you get the boy Aleister Black with them, though, man. I would love to see Aleister Black as the one who is the like the bruiser, right? If you believe in him like that, then you build him up through the Shield, bro. If he turns on one of them, they always do.
I don't really like that either because I think that Aleister Black is being built up now, finally, has some sort of storyline. And rumor has it that Selena Vega will be coming back. But I'm just saying, bro, anything that we're saying right now is better than what they got going on.
I like Aleister Black, bro. I think he's dope to me.
Yeah.
He looks the part to me. To where you don't have to like force an identity on him. And I think that's probably his issue, right? Is because he's not so cookie cutter. I think that you could have him organically do like how what's your boy, the Scottish psychopath. Drew McIntyre, bro.
He's not even that no more. You missed the Brandon.
Yeah. He went from heel basically to pretty much all out. Like now he's a good guy. He's a babyface now. So I don't know. I think
even they scrubbing him out too with this whole Bobby Lashley thing. But man, we can talk wrestling all day, man.
Yeah,
what else we got on the docket?
Listen, man, I got some things here. Oh, first off, before we talk about wrestling, let's switch. You did not watch Swiss Beats Timbo
I
versus.
did not. I did not. Man, it was a lot going on this weekend that kept me from doing a lot of things.
I thought you watched the replay, nothing. You haven't seen no highlights, nothing. Shout out to the homegirl, Utopia Vaughn. She got some clips out there on her Facebook page where she got some little clips out there of the show. You can peek that and recap it before they give it a boot on it. But listen, man, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100, highs and lows, right? And it had all the makings to be all highs. So let me tell you what I think that was interesting. I think the thing that was dope for starters to me was the fact that that they did it in like a concert style. Like they were in a club that was on a stage that looked like that this club was designed to have people come perform there, right? And it was set up to be very rap friendly, basically, though, on how it was set up. So the layout was dope, right? And you can tell they in Miami and everything. These boys, Timberland got some weird short set on that he sweated out through. Swiss Beats got this all white. He out here extra fresh and everything like that. He eventually coming on out that and everything. So that part was dope. But I think that I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Where I was kind of disappointed is that, and I understand because it's in a concert environment, right? And you got mainly rappers in the crowd, basically, based off of how they was shouting out all the people who was there and everything. Rick Ross was there, Lil Baby, the Baby, Fat Joe, whoever, the who's and who on the Miami scene was there. But I think the thing that was disappointing to me was that because it was in concert style and because it was mainly hip hop, Timberland didn't play a lot of the songs that I thought he was gonna play. Like all of those, I don't think that he played One in a Million. He didn't really get in that Aaliyah bag. He didn't really get all the way deep into that Missy bag. Like he played like maybe 2 to 3 Missy songs. But I was thinking, bro, that he was going to get deep in that bag like he was trying to grab the fries that fell on the bottom of the bag out. Get them fries out there, man. Go to the bottom of that bag. And he played some, but like I'm just sitting here looking, I'm counting on my fingers, and I'm thinking like, bro, there's like at least 10 to 15 Timberland joints that I was thinking, all right, maybe I missed this. I tuned in late or whatever, but like I didn't hear him. I don't recall that he played Pony. And I thought maybe it was because he was trying to go with the hip hop scene and everything like that, bro. So I don't know. For that reason, I was kind of disappointed though, man. Like I didn't see him play hardly any of the songs that I was really, really, really expecting though, bro. It was crazy.
See, and that was the thing for me, when I watched the first one, Swiss was killing him, and I'm just like, this is Timberland. Like, you got the bangers, but the problem he had the first time is he just was having an issue with technology. He didn't even really know how to work the stuff. He didn't know how to work the aux cord. So that's unfortunate, having a rematch with that big of a stage, that he was still having production issues as far as like playing the right stuff. Because my saying for every versus is always, it just depends on what they play. So the fact that was the case, that's just pretty trash, bro.
I'm gonna tell you what the other part to that. I don't think that it was a technology issue. It was just
no. I'm talking about the first time. Yeah, I'm not saying the second time. Second time it's just operator error on not selecting the right song. That's what I'm saying.
This was all song, but I think that he picked the appropriate songs for the environment. Now, meanwhile, right, I still think Timberland, if we were picking songs, counting songs, I think Timberland still won despite that by maybe 5 songs, right? But here's the thing, you wouldn't know that because Swiss Beats seemed to have hyped his songs up. Like, I'm talking about like if you really didn't know better, right? You would think he's about to pull out the song of all songs, the way he introduced it. And then it'll be just an album song. And like, yeah, those are songs that a lot of fans might like, but you can tell that you couldn't tell him that these wasn't the bangers of all bangers though, bro. And I was just like, now you mean like he played like a Styles P song after Timberland played Cry Me a River, bro. And I'm like, really? And hyped it up like he was like, yeah, that's another thing. The boy Swiss Beats was calling Justin Timberlake out like it ain't nobody business though, bro. Seriously calling him out. He was like, hey, listen, if Justin Timberlake is really down for black music like we all think he is, there's no reason why Justin Timberlake should not be on a Versus, right? And put it right out there with him. And then after he says it, plays the lock song F.U. And listen, this is another one of those ones where you would think it's the banger of all bang. I think if nobody else was feeling it, Swiss was. But I think he called Justin Timberlake out like 2 times. I think it was every time Timberland played a Justin Timberlake song, Swiss Beats had something to say about Justin Timberlake not being on Versus, which tells me that they were trying to, and then that maybe Justin Timberlake wasn't really in it for that. Which, here's the thing, goes back to logically, it makes sense. Justin Timberlake, Usher, right?
100%.
Justin Timberlake, Usher's the only one that makes sense to me. I don't think that Chris Brown makes sense to me.
No,
I don't think Ed Sheeran.
I think Usher, because both of them tried to sign Bieber, and they could tell that story on there. So yeah, it definitely makes sense for just them two.
Yeah, so I think that is one of those things that was probably the biggest, more than the song. That whole difference there, man. When he called him out, I was like, yo, crazy though, bro. Hey man,
no, I missed it, but it would have been the one that I would have watched. But yeah, definitely a lot going on over here that caused me not to be able to do that.
Hey man, let me ask you something though, bro.
Mm-hmm.
These fans, bro.
Bro, listen, I've been telling you for weeks now that these fans is going to cause it to be very difficult for us to be, as fans, to make it back to these basketball games. I mean, we've had several different incidents. Obviously, it's not going to change because we've had incidents happen, but I think it's the magnitude of them happening back to back to back within the playoffs that's causing the issues. Because, the thing is these fans is feeling pretty entitled, and now fans are doing stuff for just the attention. But I love the fact that now they've started to charge them with stuff, like serious stuff, and that's what's going to have to happen so that you deter people from trying to do stuff like this.
I thought that it was interesting, bro, that I thought it was interesting that this dude was charged with a felony. So the Kyrie happens, and the dude throws a water bottle at Kyrie.
Right.
And so when that happens, I thought that, you know what, man, like I don't know what his intent was, but they did. You gotta go harsh on this one to deter.
They did. They called it assault with a deadly weapon.
With a deadly weapon.
Because here's the thing though, what people ain't or missing, right? What happens if that would have hit Kyrie in his eye, and then he wouldn't have been able to play for a couple of games when it's all about money when it comes to playoffs? Like, the thing is that they have to do what they have to do to protect these athletes. And so my thing is, I'm all for it. Just like they charged the other dude that tried to run on the court. And of course they're getting these lifetime bans from the stadium. And that doesn't mean just basketball games. That's including concerts, comedy shows, like anything that happens at those arenas, they're banned from. So 100% I'm for it, because they are going to make it harder for people who actually do the right thing at these venues. So I'm all for it. Because I'm looking at Russ, bro. Russ would have got a hold of that dude, bro.
Well, not just that though. Here's the thing, right? So imagine though, right? The kind of I'm watching the Wizards game, right, last night. and I'm watching close game, right, all the way down. And then going in this fourth quarter, man, I just see them to my, oh no, it looks a fan tried to run out on the court. This guy runs on out there, looking like he's about to run out to half court, kind of turns it around and touches tries to touch the backboard, right? And then this security guy tackles him down, right? Which I thought that would have been cool, man, for somebody to make the meme with the music, with the Jim Ross behind it. Oh my God, spear! I could totally see that, right? But Dwight Howard is just right there hovering over him, like, fool, what was you thinking? Like, but even if that was a worst case scenario, because let's say what happens if this dude comes into the game, right? And you never know. What if this dude got on him? But let's say he didn't have anything on him, right? He runs out on the court, and Dwight Howard just starts bombing on him, right?
Right.
Dwight Howard, 6'9", 6'10".
Because
he told him about 240. If he starts said, I got to protect my life, and start throwing these haymakers on this boy, right? Then he's going to try to file some kind of lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? He's going to want to do it. So I'm thinking like, bruh, this referee tackling you would have been the light. And I love what Bradley Beal said. Bradley Beal said, hey, man, I don't want to show my side, but these hands work.
Hey, did you see what DC Young Fly knocked out a fan?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, somebody tried to rush the stage. DC Young Fly knocked him out and then kept telling jokes like nothing happened, bro.
Hey, I've seen – do you remember when – do you remember when Akon body slammed that dude off the stage on there, bro?
Nah.
Oh, listen. If you ever get some free time, you'll see a fan comes up on the stage and Akon literally picks this dude up and throws him off the stage like he was like, it looked like a crash dummy. The way Akon threw this dude off of the stage. I mean, I couldn't, because this dude looked like he probably weighed the same, if not more, than Akon. And Akon literally picks this dude up and tosses him. And I'm not talking about like grabbing him by his shirt and shoving him off. I'm talking about he picked him on up and threw him over the head, over the shoulders, out. Dog. It was incredible. Incredible.
So WWE should have signed Akon.
Should have signed him right away, though, bro.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny doing this thing, though, man. But
yeah, Bad Bunny doing this thing. Bad Bunny out here looking like.
But it had nothing on Akon's body slam, though, bro. I'm gonna have to find that and send it to you, though, bro.
Yeah. I was tripped out when I saw that boy DC Young Fly knock that dude out, bro.
I never saw that, though, bro.
It just popped up today. That it happened, and so, yeah, they said that boy just kept telling jokes like it wasn't nothing, bro.
Oh my God.
He said, listen, man, I ain't forget that I'm from Atlanta, bro.
Yeah. Hey, so listen, speaking of basketball, right? How was this playoff shaping up to you?
It's very interesting, man. Here's the thing. I ended up watching the Memphis and Utah game. And my thing is the playoffs has been very, very like I'm interested in every series. You know what I'm saying? Like I think the Hawks in New York has been a thing. Like I love to see them boys going back and forth on Twitter and stuff at each other. Obviously the Nets and Brooklyn, like man, Tatum has just blossomed into such a mega star, man. Like he went from that star to superstar status to me. And then, just seeing, with Embiid going down, does that mean that the Wizards have an opportunity to pull it back out? And then, because Russ ain't giving up. Bad ankle and all, Russ is still giving 110%. He ain't even making no baskets, and he's giving 110%. And then, of course, the storyline of all storylines is, your boy AD went down. So what's going to happen with these Suns? Are they going to be able to pull it through? Because they already saying, like, listen, they committing to Andre Drummond, and they're like, listen, if they lose to Phoenix, bro, the Lakers is going to be busting some stuff up, bro. So I love the storylines. And then, of course, you add in this whole fan dynamic. So all the series to me, Only series I wasn't interested in was the Bucks and the Miami Heat. I don't know why, but it wasn't.
That was the
That wasn't for
one.
me.
Listen, that was the one, to be quite honest with you, that I was very interested in seeing. And the reason why I was very interested in that one is because, the Bucks got put out early by them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last year. So I was like, okay, let's see what this rematch hitting for. And the other thing that I've been watching all year long. So I'm always interested in seeing, I think about this often too. I'm always interested in seeing how much young players grow, right?
Mm-hmm.
From one season to the next. So I saw Jaylen Brown go from where all he was a tall athlete that can dunk. And when you see Jaylen Brown play, bro, and you watch his ball handling, and I follow him on the gram, so I know he's working, right? And when you saw how Jason Tatum took that next step up, you could tell that he was working. So Tyler Hero, who was on fire last year in the bubble, and I'm thinking okay, well, you know what? They were trying to, the Rockets were saying, we'll trade y'all James Harden. And if you include Tyler Hero, and the Heat were like, nah, we good. You know what I'm saying? I know they wish they would have did it now.
Right.
Because Tyler Hero is just sitting here I'm like, dog,
he playing them trash minutes, bro.
He regressed. He's not even as good as he was last year. He's not shooting it like that. And so what I was thinking is that he was talking like he was a bucket. Well, I was thinking okay, well, let me see the difference, bro. Let me tell you this. Let me pause there for a second. Let me tell you how when I talk about when I see growth. So there was this dude yesterday when I was at the park hooping. I haven't seen him. He played on my team before COVID, end of 2019, right? We playing and we was expecting to play at the top of last year. And COVID stopped the league, stopped everything, right? So I haven't seen him play since then. I thought he should have played college ball somewhere because I knew he was athletic enough. But I knew that he could catch and shoot and that he had this one dope move that he would be able to pull off on almost anybody. He was had some size on him or whatever. So I see him out here playing yesterday at the park. This is the first time I've seen him play since then, but he's been working, right? And I've heard from some people that, Gerald's been working. Comes out to the park, though, and I'm guarding him, right? So this is me and my 40-year-old knees, right? And I'm playing pretty good defense on him. But he's getting around me sometime. I know I'm not as fast as I used to be. I'm 40, right? But Not just that. He's been working. He has a whole new bag, bro. And I'm just sitting here thinking wow, I noticed it right away, right? And that's my point. When I see Tyler Hero, I don't see that he got a new bag. I don't see that he got nothing new. And if anything, it was less. So it made me think, well, listen, was last year an anomaly for you? Is that going to be your standout year? I don't know. But
maybe after that meme that he had when he was playing, after that, it was it. That's all he needed. Because that meme,
he had the Jack Harlow song, right? Tyler Hero, maybe he just blew up to the point where he wasn't as, but I'm talking about there's people who I've seen put in work, serious
Julius
work. Julius Randle put in work, and I thought that Tyler Hero was going to come. Now, maybe it's a case of, well, now we got tape on you, so we know how to guard you when we didn't know how to guard you before, or whatever. But I don't know, man. Maybe next year he takes that jump. But listen, that was what I was mainly wanting to see. But they shut them down, swept them. Jimmy Butler didn't look the same. I mean, Jimmy Butler looked old. And it seems weird calling somebody who's 32 old, but for NBA, he's 32. He was averaging 15 a game, 16 a game. And I'm thinking bro, you out here on a maxed out contract. They paying you $30-some million to get swept? Seriously, bro, you can pick me and you can go out there and get swept.
Well, listen, I respected the fact that Giannis looked dominant. Giannis looked like nobody was going to stop him because he got his own things to prove. The thing is we were starting to put him in that James Harden category. Yeah, bro, you get these regular season. Yes. Well, I'm saying you out here getting these regular season MVP counts, but what's up on these playoffs, bro? You ain't putting up like that for them playoffs, bro.
I was interested this season, man, because like I said, my clock is officially on for a few people. I'm gonna name them.
Don't you
Dame
even
Lillard.
say
Listen,
okay.
Dame
I'll let
Lillard.
you.
The clock is on Dame Lillard. It got to be right. The clock has to be on Dame Lillard. James Harden, Kyrie. I'm not gonna even say the clock's on Kyrie as much.
Nah,
Right?
because he got a championship.
Even though Kevin Durant got a championship, it's
So
a
you
different
ain't
clock
putting the
on
clock
Kyrie.
on. You ain't putting the clock on Kevin Durant.
I got a clock on Kevin Durant. Different clock. Different clock. I think to me, Kevin Durant's clock is when are you going to win the next ring that's outside of them rings that everybody feel you frauded over, right? When are you going to get them rings? That's the clock that KD, his ring is different from the James Harden ring, the clock. It's different from I got a clock on Joel Embiid. Even though he's young, he's been in the league for like 6 years, bro. It's about time though, man. I'm tired of you sitting here getting hurt every series or something like that. Anthony Davis, you got the championship ring though. The clock is still on you, bro. Stop playing, man. Like I'm tired of watching. Like every time I watch Anthony Davis play, he'll go to the hole, and if he doesn't have a wide open layup or dunk, he comes out and he's like something. Every little thing on him hurts, and I understand. Like I don't know how it feels to be a man that big playing in the league, falling down. I don't. But at the same time, though, bro, I'm tired of. Listen, I need to see you show up every single game, bro, and do what you do every single game, regardless.
He
of
ain't
what
consistent. I told you that, bro. I told you
I
he
know
wasn't.
that, but this was the year that he was supposed to show otherwise.
Well, his
So that's
excuse
what I'm
for
saying.
this year,
That
though.
clock on him is different.
But his excuse for it this year, though, is they had a short off season, and
I don't
that
care.
I'm just telling you, that's what's going to be the excuse.
He was hurt. I know he had a shortened off season. Everybody played under the same circumstances. He wasn't the only one who had a shortened off season. Everybody did. Stop playing.
I mean, I get that, which is why most of the main players got hurt. James Harden was even hurt. He'll never get hurt.
Porzingis
always hurt.
The clock is on you. The clock is on you, buddy. If you're really the unicorn, like they thought you was some years ago, you got hurt.
Speaking of Porzingis, bro, what happened to his muscles, bro? Where'd they go?
Oh, he got the muscles like 2 years ago.
You remember he was out here ripped up?
Yeah, the muscles gone, bro.
All of them, bro.
The muscles,
he didn't make a payment, bro. He missed the payment on the muscles, bro.
He missed the payment. Now the muscles is the same place where his height is apparently because he's 7'4" and he refuses to stay in the paint. All he does is stay on the outside and try to shoot threes. And if anything, I get that you got more range now. Oh my God! So the clock is a different clock is on Porzingis to really show if you are the star that we thought you was 3 years ago. Right, that's the clock on him. The clock is on Paul George.
I knew you was gonna just keep going.
A different clock is on Kawhi Leonard. All these clocks.
What's up with why you got one on Kawhi Leonard?
See, this is the thing. The reason why the clock is on Kawhi Leonard is because for the same reasons why people might put the clock on LeBron. I think for me, Kawhi Leonard, when I look at it like this. When Kawhi Leonard when he won his rings with the Spurs and when they was talking about he was the best two-way defender, all this other stuff, he was on the team with 3 people who are going to be in the Hall of Fame, and he wasn't at that time the best player on that team. So when he won the Finals MVP and everybody thought, oh, Kawhi is coming, and he had all these exceptional seasons, and then it still didn't change the fact that, listen, you were like the number 4 guy on that team. Then they moved you ahead and made you that guy, right? Once you became that guy, your knees start breaking down. I get it. Whatever happened, you get traded to the Toronto Raptors because you didn't want to play with San Antonio no more. You do what you were supposed to do, but by then LeBron wasn't even in the East, so the East wasn't the same old East, right? So you didn't have to face LeBron in that Eastern Championship like all them other teams who was getting washed did. And then when you played against the Warriors, you played against the Warriors after Klay Thompson got hurt, bro, and KD got hurt. So for me, I think that he got lucky enough to where he caught the Warriors, a weak Warriors, right? Because that same Raptors team went 7 games with the Orlando Magic, though, bro. So Kawhi, to me, his clock is saying, no, I need 4 rings. This one, him as the leader, right, of that team. And this is now with him as the target is on his back. That's the clock that Kawhi is on to me.
Well, I'm just looking at too. He had the commercial like the new king is in town. That my thing is like I be like, listen, you be trying to talk about PG, but you need to be talking about Kawhi since you say he the A player. So you need to be all that smoke need to be on him. You don't need to have no.
I give him a different kind of smoke. I give him a different kind of work because he got rings. Paul George talked like somebody who got rings already. He move around like he got rings. He move around like he is that, like he is one of them. And my thing is that you got the game of one of them, but you ain't got everything else though, bro. And so that's my concern with Paul George is that I like Paul George to me is too good to not be the number one option on the team, bro.
Well, he been putting in that work in this Dallas series. I have to give him that.
The clock is on Kuz. Listen, that was gonna be somebody else, so I was gonna tell you as well. Though, shout out to my boy Courtney checking in as well. Hey, the reason why the clock is on Kuz is because Kuzma, they ended up not trading a few of their trade offers that they had. They saw what Kuz did that year that LeBron was hurt. When Kuz had the green light to let it fly, right? And Kuz was out here looking like he averaged like 19 points a game, and they thought Kuz was going to be that dude. Meanwhile, Kuzma got drafted, I believe, in the same draft as Jason Tatum. I believe Kuzma got drafted in the same draft as De'Aaron Fox, and all the other top players from that draft went on to go ahead and get max contract. And Kuzma didn't get it, and they didn't trade Kuzma because they thought he was that dude. They refused to let him go when teams were asking for him. So I need Kuzma. Kuzma might give you 20 points in a game, but he might give you 2 the next. You talk about Anthony Davis. You don't know if Kuzma is that dude. I'm going to tell you this, Ace. They play today. Kuzma should score at least 20 points today. If he's that dude, he should score 20 points today. I'm tired of seeing Kuzma get in the game, like to let everything fly, and then he have 2 points.
Now listen, I watched that. I told you I watched the Memphis game last night, and I thought it was dope because Mike Conley was the one who went off, and of course, you know, Mike Conley still got the chip on his shoulder because they traded him away for my boy Ja. So I thought that was dope that he was the one that was going off yesterday.
Yeah. I get that, man.
What series are you most excited about anyway?
The series that I'm most excited about, I got to be honest with you, man. Two series, man. I think that I'm more excited about the Nets. I mean, like I saw the Nets play when all 3 of them boys is on. I still like seeing it, even though it's dominance. I like seeing it. I think that Jason Tatum just can't do it all by himself.
No. I wish Jaylen Brown was there, bro.
Yeah, and then I also think that I am looking at this war. I'm not Warriors, but the Lakers and Suns, though, bro. Because CP looks like he is back more.
Yeah,
and so
his arm is coming back, bro.
If Anthony Davis is gonna sit there and tear his vagina and be out from a torn vagina, bro, then I think that the Lakers are gonna lose, bro.
Yeah, I don't see it happening no other way, bro.
I don't listen. And the only reason why I say that is that I don't see the next person up who's gonna guarantee. You got to guarantee me 20 points, though, bro. And so LeBron's gonna go out. I think LeBron's gonna go out. He's gonna get at least 30. But I think that what's gonna be crazy, man, is that Schroeder is going to have to max out. Whatever the max you can get for Schroeder, you got to go ahead and get him that right now.
He's going to give you 17, bro.
Last game, he gave you 6 or 7.
I know. He's going to give him 17 today. And they're going to be mostly from 3-pointers.
he could get by Chris Paul. I don't see why he ain't just taking him to the hole.
He ain't getting past Chris Paul. He's this is what I'm saying. You got to understand, them boys used to play against each other last year in practice. So Chris Paul knows all his moves, man. So
Yeah,
the thing is,
though, I mean,
hold on. I'm saying the more and more Chris gets healthy, the less that stuff is gonna fly. He can get by Chris, but he's afraid of Chris, and that comes from what happened in practice. I'm telling you.
I don't think he's afraid of Chris, bro.
Bro, it's like how KD used to be scared of LeBron, and now he ain't scared of LeBron no more. Even though KD had the same skill set that he has now, he just didn't really utilize it. I mean, when you idolize somebody and he used to practice with LeBron and everything like that. So that's the thing.
Yeah, I think he can get. I don't know, bro. Like I get what you're saying, though, man. But Schroeder just don't take it. Schroeder just don't. I don't think that he's quite Westbrook in that it doesn't matter who's in front of me, but he doesn't take me as somebody who would be scared per se.
No. He does. No. I'm again. When I say scared of, I'm not talking about, like you said. He definitely will take the ball at anybody. He used to take it at LeBron when he was on the Thunder last year, right? I'm saying that he knows that Chris Paul knows his stuff because of last year. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is the more and more Chris Paul gets healthy, the less he's going to be able to pull that stuff. That's all I'm saying.
The Lakers need to go after my boy Lou Dort. Listen, bro, it's been an interesting series because here's the thing. I don't even think Devin Booker has gotten off like that just yet. I don't think that. I mean, you know who I am surprised about in this series more than anybody else has been Cameron Payne. I hated him so badly.
He is balling, bro.
I hated him so badly when he played with Russ because he would get out there.
You was just hating because you couldn't do it. He's doing all the TikTok dance
so badly, bro. And you know what I hated? I hate that he made himself Russ's wingman. And so when he got traded, when they let him go to the Bulls, and then it's just like, all right, bro, you ain't got your dancing partner now, bro. Like, what you gonna do solo dolo? And then he got scrubbed out of the league to where he had to go over China. And then now he comes back, and he's not this skinny kid anymore, though. He got grown men waiting on him.
Yep.
Shoots it more confidently, though, bro. And what I like about that is that, to me, it's work, right? He had to work on it. So now he's shooting these things with confidence, though, bro. And I love what I hated him so badly, bro. Listen,
I still want to know where he got his black eye from. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Like how you get a black eye in the middle of the basketball season, bro.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. They want to explain that one.
Yeah, somebody hit him with that two-piece. But I can't lie though, man. Like I hated him so badly. I used to hate him and Russ dancing.
I don't know why.
So badly. Like I listen, love Russ, hated him. Maybe if Russ was doing his thing by himself, I wouldn't have hated it so bad, but I hated Cameron Payne, but I give him props though, man. I love how he's playing here this series anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, man. But I am. Listen, I expect that if AD can't finish this series off, I think that it's a wrap for the Lakers.
They already ruled him out for today.
Yeah, I think that this man got out here and strained his vagina bad. And, you know, when you stretch that vagina out like that, bro, that thing might be sore for about a month. You know what I'm saying?
He's so big too, so you just don't know how that stuff be affecting him, man. Yeah. And you already said they're gonna commit to Drummond, so no.
You know, but I don't know. Listen, you know what I'm surprised about? They need to play Trez more. Why? I don't know why he's not playing. Like they say Trez can't play defense, but I'm thinking like, well, damn, nobody else is playing defense already. So why not play Trez though, bro? Like
KCP, they're gonna be relying on KCP to try to get some buckets.
Trez ain't coming back next year, bro. Even if they win the ring, Trez is not coming back next year. And I like Trez a lot.
They underutilizing him. He could go to Brooklyn for all that.
Yeah, he can. Hell, I don't know. Listen, let me ask you something though, bro. We were talking about mental health month. Was that
Mhm.
last month that we were talking about that? I think it was last month. And something that caught my attention, man, was Naomi Osaka, young tennis player. She ended up pulling out of the French Open the other day. I think it was apparently just to address some mental health um, some mental health concern. I don't want to say mental health issues, but I think that she was having some issues that I think that they said. I don't know if it was just about this talking with the media or whatever. But she said she needed some time away
Mhm.
to deal with her mental health. Which I want to be honest with you, though, I applaud that. Right?
Mhm.
Do you think that that's okay because it's tennis? Like, here's where I'm going with that. If it was a male, right? Let's say this is hell, I don't know. I can't think of anybody male tennis players these days. Djokovic, I think that's who it is. That's the one I can think about. Djokovic and Nadal, right? So Djokovic and Nadal pulls out, and they say they got to address their mental health, right?
Mhm.
Do we applaud that as well? Because I remember that the people were jumping on PG for saying that he had that he was, should have addressed some mental health issues in the bubble.
I think that because this is a black female, um, that I don't think that she isn't going to get much scrutiny from it because of the thing is they already know they messed up when she told them she didn't want to talk to the media because of it, and so then she just pulled out all together. That's money. You know what I'm saying? You think about she's sponsored by whoever, that she's not playing. So there's a whole bunch of money that got left on the table, and so they gonna eat that one. So yeah, it's definitely gonna get the right pub for her, and her being an ambassador for mental health. It's definitely that's what it's gonna be. So no,
I agree. I think to me, I think so. This is the thing. I think to me, what I so the, I think the difference, right? When Paul George after that said that he had this, he had some issues with being in the bubble and everything like that, and immediately once this season started, everybody was attacking Paul George on the court, calling him soft, calling him this, that, and the other. Because I got to be honest, if I was a player in the league, it's one of the things I would say as well. I mean, maybe I'm a jerk about it, but if I was playing Paul George and he told me, and I found out that he had some mental issues, that he thought mental health issues, that basically that he felt like prevented him from playing at his best. I would say that means that as an athlete, under those circumstances, that you were mentally soft, right? Um, but I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
the reason why I couldn't even go there is because I think it was the timing that the thing was right. Because like LeBron them also said that he had some issues with being in the bubble, like a lot of the players did. I just think that he was a little bit more open about it and said it affected his play. And so my thing is that I don't think in any capacity you don't mess with anybody who says they have mental health issues because especially when people don't truly understand that anyway. And for me, somebody who goes through that stuff, regardless of whether it's in the game or not, it ain't nothing to mess with. So I always take it seriously because I don't know what people go through. Like, I mean, that's how you can see people with all this money and this, that, and the other that may end up harming themselves because of the fact, like mental health. When you going through that stuff, your mind has control over you. None of the other stuff matters, and so that's why I applaud him for saying it. It was the timing, of course. Everybody had jokes about his performance and this, that, and the other. But hey, he said, listen, this is what was going on. And like I said, the fact that LeBron doubled down and said, yeah, there was like, that was it wasn't until my family came to the bubble that things started to settle for me. So nah, that ain't nothing to mess with.
I think that one of the things that's tough for people to not necessarily understand mental health. Well, I'm not for me, right? I think that one of the things that's that's tough for someone. I can say understand it fully, right? Is that mental health? It's mental, so it's not like like Doug. If you listen, if you see me after I get done playing basketball, bro, right, and you see me with ice packs on my knees, and you see me limping around, right, a little bit, you gonna think what?
That you owe.
I'm old. I got bad knees. His knees are sore, right? And
Right.
I think that with mental health, I think that the part is that people can hide mental health. It's not something that you can just see all the time. And I
Right.
think that's the other thing that's interesting. And then not just that though, you think that somebody like Naomi Osaka or Paul George, to somebody on the outside, you thinking like, bro, you got all of this money. You doing what you love. You're able to use what you feel is what God gifted you with, and you're playing and you're making millions of dollars. Then somebody on the outside will what do you have to be depressed about? What do you have to have? What?
But that's the thing, though. That's no excuse. Just because you don't understand it, that doesn't mean you get to make fun of it because you don't understand it. At the end of the day, with those people having those type of platforms, you want those people to stand up and say something, because what you want to get portrayed, the image is like, listen, yes, I have all of these things of value and I'm still struggling with my mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Then if it can happen to them, think about somebody who doesn't have the resources that they have. That's why it's important for them to speak up about it, because it's mental health isn't associated with status. Mental health is mental health. Like, you struggle with it regardless. That's the one thing that's going to make you the same, is your mental health. Because if you struggle with it, and especially like I said, for somebody like myself who has went through things, I know how blessed I am and the things that I have. And there are times when I can't come out of certain things. So my thing is that when somebody says something about mental health, I do not question it, because I do not know what that person is going through and what things are on their back. Because having all of that money is another thing that could be stressful, because now you have family members coming out the woodworks that you feel like that you have to take care of. So that they miss me with all of that. And no, I don't give nobody a pass that says like, oh, well, I don't understand it, so I'm just gonna make fun of it. Then that's on you, because you're choosing. That's just like when you look at even mental health, take that out of it. When you talk about people with the LGBTQ stuff like that, all of those different things, you may not understand it, but that don't give you the right to then make fun of it. So that's just my two on it.
Listen, let me put this back up here, because I've been guilty of this. Admittedly, half of this anyway. Shout out to my girl Sherry checking in. She fellow Texas out here in the A. She I'm happy for her. She getting ready to slide back out to the crib. Well, listen, man. She said people equate money with happiness, and happiness with good mental health. I've been guilty of this part of it, because happiness to me, I've always associated with that, with good mental health. Like I assume, right, that not just if somebody's happy on the outside, right? If you tell me no, right now I am happy, maybe at least for a moment, I just assume that I've assumed at times, right, that meant that you mentally, you're good right now, you're happy right now. Meanwhile, right, it isn't something that I think that you can. It ain't like you can wear it on your sleeve necessarily, and I think that was always one of my struggles with understanding mental health with somebody else, because for me, I think that for the most part, every day I've been in the same mood since I was 14, right?
And I'm
Everybody
grateful.
knows that.
I'm grateful that you have never had to experience something like this, because like I would not wish this on nobody, to wake up in a state to where your mind is in control of things. Like I've never had the thought of hurting or harming myself, right? But I could understand why somebody could have those thoughts. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, when your mind is in control and you can't bring yourself out of it, where you can't get out of bed, or you can't, like, I don't feel like doing anything, there's nothing that's going to make me happy in this moment, that is a very dangerous place to be. And I'm grateful that you've never had to experience that, because and the thing is that some people, and the thing is the era we grew up in, like even with our parents, they would be like, oh, well, you ain't praying enough, and you like, some of the stuff is a chemical imbalance, and so just like how you take care of your physical health, the mental health is that same line. So yeah, man, I'm just saying, I get it.
Hey,
And I
Swizzy,
understand. Yeah, what's up?
crazy thing though, bro. Craziest moment for me around mental health is when someone who is very, very, very close to me told me that they deal with depression and have for a long time, years since I've known them. And I've never known until a month or two ago, right?
Yeah,
I've
and
known them
just random
years.
conversation, and just like,
It came up very casually, right? I was taking some medicine, and I was taking, I had to go to the doctor about taking this medicine, whoop-de-woo, and I was like, wait a minute, wait, what? You know what I'm saying? It was like, I'm taking this medicine, and it makes me lose weight sometimes, so, I got to make sure this, that, and I'm like, wait a minute. Now, what you name of that medicine? Like, that ain't weight loss medicine. That ain't like the flu shot or nothing like that. And it blew me away that when they come to find out that this person's like, nah, I've been kind of on, depression medicine for some years off and on or whatever, but I can feel when it's different. And mind you, I've spoken to this person several times, been in this person's presence several times, never would have ever guessed. And I think that it goes back to when someone is happy and that somebody is happy when you see them and when you're around them and everything like that. That doesn't necessarily mean that inside and mentally that equals what you see on the outside.
Yeah, and that's the thing. People do try to hide it because there is still a stigma that if you have mental health that you're crazy, and that's not the case. Like the thing is you have to get the proper help, because there's no one cure for mental health. Each person is different, and they have to explore the options.
I gotta be. I only. So here's the thing that's crazy to me, right? I think that the only way that I can think of how I might say that my mental health, that I'm straight, is that I can't think of, if someone tells me that there are kinds of issues that they have, the feeling that they have about that I've never felt those. And that's kind of, I'm like, okay, if that's you working on your mental health, I've never had that feeling, that sensation. I told you before, it's almost like how when somebody describes having a headache before, right? And people describe the sensation of having a headache. And it's something that I'm like, nah, I've had one headache my whole life, right? And even then, had laid on down for about an hour, back up, boom, I'm good. But I've never, when people describe that sensation, I couldn't relate to that sensation though, man. That feeling. I don't know, man. But I have been guilty of assuming though that because somebody is happy, that I've equated happiness to good mental health though, man. I'm very guilty of that though, man.
Yeah, I would definitely say, man, like I said, any of those players, this is the thing that you have to think about, right? Let's say they would have made fun of PG and something terrible would have happened, right? Then where you at? You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Like yes, there are going to be some people that are going to throw that word around as an escape for things, but you have to take everybody seriously, because you seriously don't know what people go through. And that's just what would be my stance on being safe with it is, there's going to be nothing wrong with just letting people try to deal with it or try to get them help. Me personally, I had somebody call me Easter weekend, and at Life Church we do Easter services throughout the entire weekend, from Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, whatever the case may be. Somebody called me and said, hey, can you come over? And I was like, all right, well, I'm about to head to Shawnee, but let me stop through. And they were like, I'm glad that you picked up the phone because nobody else did. And these are the thoughts that I'm having. And the things that they explain, the death of and they weren't even planning to hurt themselves. They were planning to hurt someone else, and then eventually hurt themselves. And so, if I had not taken that call, I don't know what would have happened. And the thing was I was able to connect him with some people to get him help. And then eventually he ended up, turning himself in to get some further help. But that all sparked from just having that conversation. And so the thing is that I never knew that this person had mental health issues. Never knew that they suffered with depression. Good looking dude, you know what I'm saying? Could probably have any woman he wanted, and was struggling with some stuff. And it was just like, bro, I can't see it. But that's not for me to see. My job is, if somebody says they have issues, to try to get them involved with some resources so that something doesn't happen. Because what if I just like blew that off and something would have happened to that kid? Like, that would have been on me. And my thing is that I just don't, when people say they struggle with it, that's why with as big a platform as we have, I constantly talk about mental health all the time, because I want people to know, like, listen, I know that from an appearance sake, when we look at social media and we see people that, you put your best life on social media, or what you want people to see anyway, right? And of course, me being an artist, me being a public figure, with us doing the podcast or whatever, I know people look and say, oh, Ace has got this and Ace has got that. But I want them to know that, I struggle with mental health too, because I want them to know, like, yo, it's one thing. It's okay to know that you are dealing with it, but it's also okay to get help. And so I got my people I can reach out to when I'm having those issues or whatever. But I was grateful that I got that call, because he made that call to somebody else and they didn't answer because it was Easter weekend. Everybody's out trying to get their Sunday best ready.
Yeah, I think that the one thing for me though, man, in regards to mental health, bro, is that I think for me, I think that for me, I've always been one to where I don't know, man. I think that and we talked about this before, but I think that my physical health for me is tied to my mental health, right? At any time that I feel like I'm addressing my physical health, it just by chance, and maybe not by chance, but it's always at the same time. I always have my outlets, right? Whether it's, you know what I'm saying, whether it's hooping, whether it's going for a run. Like, Doc, it's funny though, man, because I hate running. I hate it so bad. But I can tell you that I feel so alive when I'm running, bro. It's ridiculous. I went for a run. I'm training. I'm training with Landon. I'm trying to get him back in basketball shape. And I went for my run with him, right? And I'm trying to get him to have that feeling that like running, right? Running is, to me, 85% mental. And because physically anybody can run, but as far and maybe I'm talking about long distance running, right? Sometimes you might not physically be able to just run, but when you're physically able to run, like 80, I'm gonna even say it's so much mental. It's like getting to the next marker and the next marker and the next marker, and I'm trying to train Landon's mentally for that though, man, but also to be able to use your physical activity to also clear your mind, you know what I'm saying? To be able to just meditate. None of the stuff though, man, is just like it to me. I think that my outlets, to me, that's probably why I hold my own physical activities near and dear to my heart, my outlets. I never have stopped doing those. We've never stopped doing music. That's my outlet mentally.
Yeah.
I've never stopped hooping. That's my outlet mentally. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's why I don't. But I got to be honest. Back in the day when I was, you know, probably in my 20s, I definitely wasn't as even less understanding about mental health and good mental health and practicing good mental health. And I think that for me, I don't necessarily judge if somebody wants to talk to me. I'm open anyway for someone to have that conversation with me though. So it's different though, bro. But like I said, I think that I'm way more understanding these days, especially. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a learning experience, and at the end of the day, it's definitely one of those things that a person has to be willing to learn it, though. You know what I'm saying? So that's always the big thing. So yeah, what you got going on for the rest of the week, bro?
Listen. I'm gonna. I would be remiss if I didn't bring this up right now, bro.
What's up?
I want you to go back. Two things I want you to go and find. Right. You got to find the video of Akon body slamming a dude off the stage. One thing. The other thing that I don't know if you saw, there was this in baseball. Dude hit a home run, right? A cat in the outfielder. He's running. He's walking back to play the ball. And I guess he thought he had unlimited space, though, bro. And listen, I need you to see how this dude runs into the wall, though, bro. And you can tell his whole soul just left his body, though, man. Other than that, though, bro, finally getting to touch some video, though, man. Probably will start doing some first takes of some drafts here from a boy Rocky video, man. And so I'm excited about that, though. Yeah, what you got
man.
on that week?
Well, once I get out of the undisclosed location, then definitely gonna be trying to link up with Brown to get our video edited, and then of course we just got the new software update, so we'll be playing with that. And then
when you gonna start putting out some of this behind the scene footage there?
Once I gotta have the video mostly done before I do that, because there's no point of pubbing and it don't come for a month or something. Like, nah, I don't operate like that.
I need to for my TikToks.
I mean, I thought you was putting that out. You already asked me to do that.
I did, but I want to add it. I think I might put the whole thing on TikTok, though. I might put it, but I didn't know. I didn't want to put it out there too far in advance,
bro. That part is just as much as your thing as it is mine. So my thing is, when it gets closer time to pub the video, I will, definitely be putting the stuff out from the behind the scenes. But like I said, for me, until we get we need to get a render out there. We need to get some feed on it, so that when I don't want to, dry pub it, and then we have no follow up until like a month later. The interest will be gone from it. So
yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how the final version look.
Yeah,
especially having been there. Usually, I'm waiting for yours to drop and everything like that. I am curious now, because I think that this might be. Well, my boy Court shot me, and I edited mine. I'm just curious to see how it looks from somebody else's perspective.
Right. Yeah. That's what's up, man.
Hey man, no intro outro music this time, since my main program manager here wasn't around, though, man. Listen, I appreciate, shout out to my boy Courtney for checking in. The homeboy Mark knows everybody. My girl Sherry jumping in. The homegirl Kim also got on in there as well. Listen, man, at all costs, protect your mental health, though, man. And whatever you need to do, though, man, reach out.
Serious business. Anybody that struggles with mental health, if you would like to inbox me, I promise you there's no judgment there. I keep great secrets. And my thing is that I'm just here to make sure that you get the help that you need. So seriously, reach out to me. I've had conversations with people already, people that may not have even been cool with me, and they have reached out for some mental health stuff, and we've had some great discussions. So again, my inbox is open, and appreciate it.
Hey man, on that note, listen, can't thank y'all enough. If you have not already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers Facebook and YouTube page, like the homie Courtney Davis, who's commenting from the YouTube page, by the way. Every episode is uploaded immediately, or actually we go live on YouTube, of course, at the same time, but every episode is uploaded to anywhere you can stream podcasts. So be sure to check your boys and them out on the go. And of course, if you want to watch these faces again, you can always catch all these on YouTube, though, man. But on that note, Ace Kennedy, we out of here, man.
We'll see y'all, man.
Love y'all.
Yeah.